right, welcome back to the most recent, newest episode of Goal Getters. I'm your host, John, with my good friend and co-host, Scott. What's up, Scott?
What's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
All right, doing good. I'm very happy. Football, I can't believe it. You know what's going to go? We talked about it. It'll go fast.
Oh, yeah, it always does. But I try to sponge up every single moment of it.
Yeah, no, because we're already going into week 3 of college. Week 2 of the NFL has already started.
Can you even believe that, dude? Like, man,
I know.
It's like season came. You know what it was? I think maybe it was because this year it really didn't. I mean, I know we had a little bit trouble, filling space during the summer. Hey, Chris, what's up, buddy? But man, it was almost like there was no off season this year. Definitely. Because of all the storylines and the movement and the trades like we've never seen in a season, probably never will again. I don't think you're ever going to see that much star talent moving.
It was the best off season ever.
Oh, it was by far. It was probably the best one since I've been alive that I can remember.
Yeah. Hey, Don. Yes, it was the best ever. It was unbelievable, and as you kept saying, and we've said it together, they never sleep. The NFL is 12 months; it just doesn't stop. You might get a couple weeks after the Super Bowl. That's about it, maybe.
Hey,
and then we're right back into it.
I got to tell you something about that new, and I'm not jumping off topic because we're talking about football, but if for the people that have Amazon Prime, and you can play that game in the all 22 mode, that is awesome, dude.
Really? I didn't do it.
All these bubbles come up, right? I'll send you a pic. I took a pic earlier. I'll send it to you. All the bubbles come up with the guys' names, stats, and when they're moving and in motion, the bubble goes with them.
Oh, wow.
You always see their name in their stats. Dude, it's so cool.
That's crazy. Wow.
And then it doesn't disrupt because it does the way it does. When they do replays and things like that, it doesn't cut out like Herb Street and them talking. It doesn't. It goes right with whatever play they show. It's on that play. It's super cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it last night. I really did. Just the commercials. It was all Amazon commercials. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So people that kind of got a little lame after a while, but
I liked it. I was a big fan. I know I'm going to say real quick before you get into college. I liked the whole broadcast. I liked Sherman. I liked Fitzpatrick. I liked Gonzalez.
The display of it, the graphics and everything was good. Everything was really good. I was impressed with that. They got some buttoning up some things, but out of the gate, they did pretty good. Yeah,
it was really. It's probably the most they ever had on that app and ever. I'm sure.
I'm sure. Oh, sure. I wonder what the share was. I'd like to see that. I'm sure it's out today somewhere.
It was great. I just really enjoyed I even liked Herb Street. I liked the whole thing. I thought it was.
Isn't he a breath of fresh air to the NFL? I know he's a college guy, but he kind of slipped things in that normally they don't say.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From conversations with coaches or players, like things were falling in while they were talking that I was imagining. Oh, I bet you they wouldn't normally get told by any of the guys that were in the booth before.
Yeah. Much better than listening to Aikman or Collinsworth. I really liked him. He was good.
You know what else is really cool? I like how they showed one of the players. Well, I think it was Mahomes up his day. He had to go to the thing and sit down with the guys. Like that shit I've never seen before. I didn't know. I've always heard of a meeting, but I never knew what it was like. And you got to see it. I thought that was bringing you behind the scenes. I thought that was really awesome. That was really cool. It just added to the experience, I thought.
It was very good. You know what? Let's talk real quick. Not real well. We got to talk. College football is going into week 3.
We got all night, baby.
Last week though, there was some incredible. The Sun Belt Conference had the best week of their existence because you had who the hell won? Marshall beat Notre Dame. Yeah. Appalachian State beat number 6 Texas A&M, and Georgia Southern beat Nebraska. So what a week for
there had to be some awesome freaking parties going on.
Yeah.
Huge. Appalachian State had to be probably the biggest. I mean, that was absolute insanity.
So there you go, App State.
I got goosebumps right now from that.
No, it's cool. They won 17.
It gives me such a vibe of like when I was on the field when we tore the goalpost down at Rich Stadium that game. I was there. I got that feeling from watching those people.
Right.
Just everybody. I love those situations. Everybody's cool to each other. Everybody's loving life. Everybody's happy about the same thing. It's awesome.
It reminded me a little bit of when Niagara beat St. John's in 1985 here, and they ripped the backboard down at the convention center.
Oh, really?
That was very
chaos like that?
Yeah, and everyone just fled the court, all hell. Because I think St. John's was number 2 in the country at that time, and they came here and lost to Niagara, and it was such a big deal. They broke the backboard. The people pulled it down. So, yeah, it was.
I love it. I love it.
So, anyways, Texas A&M loses, and they drop all the way, Robin, to what, like 24, because they're playing Miami this week. Your Miami Hurricanes at number 13.
Are, baby.
Yep, play Texas A&M.
Statement game.
Big game. Texas A&M is -6 at home, which I could see because I got to imagine they got to be livid. I mean, because they're a good. They may not
now,
lose.
Isn't that odd that they're only -6? I mean, Miami. I know Miami, but still, isn't the level of competition supposed to be like this between those two teams?
I don't know, man. Miami's sitting at 13. They play in a really good conference with Clemson and all those teams.
They good.
You know, it's just. If this game, if they would have I wonder how this would have been. If they'd have beat Appalachian State 20-17, and this game, they'd still be at number 6 or 7, wherever they'd have had Texas A&M. I'd love to see what the line would have been, right? That's what I'd love to know, where that line would have been set.
How much of a difference it would be?
Yeah, and this might be a good one to bet Texas A&M. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because maybe people are overreacting to the App State thing.
While you're talking college, I'm going to look on my little trusty tool that I always use. Let me see what the people are saying.
Yeah, check that out. That is interesting. As we're continuing on, App State, though, what a story. Appalachian State beat Michigan in 2000-something, 7 or 8. That was another big deal. This week, App State plays Troy from their conference, and I guess it's supposed to be a great game. Troy's pretty good. College game days in Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Good for them.
Yeah.
They deserve it. Dude, what's playing too. Luke Combs is going to be there.
Oh, okay.
I guess he's playing for the whole college experience thing.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, what was the game you wanted to know the line on?
What's it? The Texas A&M Miami this week. I was really, because if I'm all right now, I saw 6, but I'm curious. In my mind, would the line be doubled? What would it have been if they would have just beat App State?
Yeah, right. You know, Troy and App State, they're like, wow, Troy's given 13.5.
13. Yeah.
And the money is like 50-50.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting there. Hold on. I'm just looking for you keep talking. I'll find it here.
No problem. Well, we're going to talk about, after we get this, we have to talk about Alabama because, first of all, Notre Dame was sitting, where were they at? We got it here somewhere. Notre Dame was sitting at number 8, and Marshall came in and beat them. Went into Notre Dame and won 26-21.
Unbelievable, dude.
The Sun Belt Conference had, like I said, a great day. The quarterback for Bushner, his name is, for Notre Dame, the starting quarterback got injured. He's out. I'm not sure if he's out for the year. I'm not.
Now, is their backup so bad that it's like the NFL, like backup comes in, or it's different in college, right? The quarterbacks might even be really close to skill set.
They could be close, just younger. Yeah, you could have that. Because you have what happened with Alabama and Texas, where, I'm going to play some highlights. We can talk over these highlights. There's no. Alabama wins this game 20-19 it was, but you'll see it here in the first quarter. In the first quarter, Texas's starting quarterback, who at the time was really playing well, kind of shocking because I didn't realize he was this good. Well, here he is, airing it out against, you can't get any better than Alabama, you know, and he gets knocked out of the game here. I think it's coming right now. Yeah, here it is. He throws it away, and you'll see him right now. There he is.
Would he break his arm?
I don't know what the injury is.
Looks like a shoulder in the way he's holding his arm up.
Yeah. So they have to bring in their backup, who played well, 158 yards passing, 8 yards rushing. Obviously had no idea. These guys never expected. I wonder how ready the backup is, and you know what I mean, in college. Then there's this play. This play here is the safety. Look at the score. It's 10-10. The score should be, obviously, 12-10 Texas, which would have made it 18-10 Texas. Well, you can see where that's going.
Oh, yeah. That was the worst call I've ever seen in my life. Or non-call. Really?
We're going to play that in a minute. As you see, Bama, the problem here is, you know how this goes. Texas is going to score too quick.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They're going to kick this field goal, and they're going to give Alabama about 1:35 left or so. And but you're going to see it. And then I don't know how the play of the day was how C.J. Stroud gets away from this blitz. He had him. If he gets him, game over. And
man, dude, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Houston Texans playoff game with Deshaun Watson against the Bills, where they had Deshaun in the backfield and he got right out from under. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yep. Cost that would have ended the game.
And there you go. Alabama wins. Let's play that in now. They lose by a point, 20-19. There was a safety that was taken away for roughing the passer.
I don't know how any ref could explain this.
I don't.
Have the refs come out and responded to it?
Not a word. No one has said anything. No.
How is that? This is
there should be an apology. Look at this.
Okay, done. You're done. Safety. Like you're done right there. He's done.
These guys fall over him. And
how did that whistle not get blown right there, though?
I know.
How is that guy not down? He's down.
Yeah.
He's down. How does that guy roll? Watching it, that's a long period of time of him falling and rolling around. I mean,
yeah.
I don't get it. So if you fall on top of another player and you don't touch the ground, you could just get up? It's not how it works.
Well, yeah, you could roll over him and then run, right? Isn't that how that goes? Remember, I don't know
how that works, man. See, that's the thing right there. But his feet would have had to have been off the ground.
Down.
His feet were on the ground. He was in the grasp. He was done. He was on his back.
It was over. That was terrible. That was I've never seen.
I'm shocked that has not been made a bigger deal of.
So and here's the other thing though about that game. I said C.J. Stroud. I'm sorry. That's Bryce Young. I was C.J. Stroud, the Ohio State quarterback. Bryce Young. Bryce Young throws for 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 38 yards rushing. Now he does bring them back to win at the end. I mean, that was 1:35. But last week, C.J. Stroud with playing Notre Dame for Ohio State was under fire for only throwing for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns. But this guy,
that's what I don't understand about college. Right there.
Yeah.
That there. Why?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Alabama stays No, Alabama does not. There was a shakeup. Georgia is moved to number 1. Alabama's number 2. Ohio State 3, Michigan.
Georgia's still that good after losing all those guys on defense, huh?
They might be better. They are they look good. They look
are they just as fast as they were last year?
Yeah.
They are so fast, dude.
Yeah. To me, they haven't played anyone either. This week will be the first time. They play South Carolina in South Carolina, but they're -25.
Bear with me, man. My dog's losing.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Alabama plays I think it's University of Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah.
Line's 49.5. Ohio State's playing Toledo at -32. And Michigan, again, gets to play UConn. Last week, what were they, -51?
Yeah.
Against Hawaii. And now they're -47.5 against UConn. The game's got to be in Michigan. They never go to UConn. They'll never – yeah, they're rarely going. Clemson sits at number 5, so they're on the doorstep waiting to get in. They play Louisiana Tech at -33. And then there's this game. It's the Nebraska-Oklahoma game. And you remember when we were kids and way back when, that was the best. That was a huge rivalry.
Oh, Sooners, of course.
Dr. Tom Osborne against Barry Switzer was always great.
Barry Switzer. Oh, my God. I haven't heard his name in a while.
Now, last week, Scott Frost gets fired. Nebraska pays $7.5 million and fires him. Scott Frost was their biggest – man, he was huge Nebraska quarterback. He was one of the best quarterbacks they've had probably since way back with Dr. Tom Osborne and Turner Gill and all that. So Scott Frost gets fired. Now, you know the athletic director, remember Trev Alberts?
Yes.
Yeah. He's the AD. He's the athletic director.
Oh, really?
So they fire Scott Frost, and that's before the Oklahoma game. So it's the biggest rivalry.
Now, why did they fire him? Why did they fire him?
They fired him not because of the wins and losses, because they started out 0-2. They fired him because, according to reports, I listened to a podcast from guys in Nebraska that seem to be in the know of stuff. he was coming late to his own practices. And he also wasn't calling He wouldn't call the recruiting. Like, he wouldn't call recruits.
Oh, he wouldn't call and beg people, and
he wasn't calling. And they were starting to say it just seemed like he wasn't interested anymore.
Well, I guess I can understand why they get rid of him. I mean, you're not attracting talent if you're not calling them.
So they fired him. They
fired him. Yeah, like, you want to attract top tier talent, you've got to make that call.
So Nebraska now gets ready to play Oklahoma. The game is in Nebraska.
Who's coaching?
I don't know who they have as their interim coach. I don't know.
Anybody yet? Okay.
No, not yet. So I mean, huge game. Nebraska is plus 11 at home against Oklahoma.
It's such a huge game. It's kind of wild that they'd shake it up right at the beginning of the season like that. Like, didn't you already know this from before the season even started? Why'd you let it go this far? That's a bad look on them, if you ask me.
Yeah, Trev Alberts has got a lot to. He won't talk. He's not saying anything.
Of course they don't.
He's not going to speak. Remember how good he was? What a good linebacker he was.
I know, he was great.
My God. With the Colts, I believe, in the NFL.
I believe it was the Colts.
Yeah.
I think it was the Colts.
I think so. Because Nebraska, he was unbelievable. I mean, he was everything. I mean, he was like Brian Bosworth was, same type of thing. But, Scott Frost got fired. And I just thought that was interesting going into this huge game, 12 o'clock noon tomorrow. I can't wait to see it because it's been so long since these two teams have played because they're not in the same conference anymore, which makes no sense because they're so close, obviously geographically. And that was
Isn't that how the conferences are supposed to be set up?
They stopped that for some reason. Really? Now they're making super conferences. Like USC and UCLA are moving to the Big Ten. So, yeah. Oklahoma and Texas are going to the Southeast It's a mess.
I haven't been paying enough attention to college long enough to really know.
Think about that. Think about USC going to the Big Ten, to play Michigan, Ohio State. That used to be who they played.
They have that kind of talent to compete.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Against USC. Those guys. So it's a good thing for them.
It's good. It's just weird because I don't know how they're doing it because suddenly, I don't know, there's no longer a Pac-10. There's no longer a big, you know what I mean? There's no.
Yeah, they got rid of all that, didn't they?
They're still there, but it's weird. Like,
sorry, my dogs. I got to get my kid.
No problem. Yeah, go ahead. I don't understand, Robin. You would get what I'm saying too. Like, they're no longer these Pac-10, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, ACC.
It ruins a lot of rivalry games.
Yeah,
and also the setup of the bowl games.
As well, the playoff did that too. But like last year, you got Ohio State to play Utah, and Utah was never in the Pac-12, whatever the hell it is now. They were always in like the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, where BYU and all that. But everyone's just moving around, so you're right. I mean, it's all Nebraska and Oklahoma not playing in like the last 6 years. It's crazy. That would be like Ohio State not playing Michigan.
Right.
It just doesn't. It's not right. It's messed up, but. So that's what you got there. You've got Nebraska. I can't wait to watch tomorrow. No problem. Tomorrow at noon. Can't wait. Appalachian State, the Mountaineers. We were talking about this a minute ago. They're playing Troy. I think they're minus 12.
47% of the bets are on Appalachian State.
Is it? All right. It's going to be a good one.
Like 50-50.
And like I had said earlier, one of the greatest days for the Sun Belt Conference in its history last week. And that's it, man. That's what college football has to offer this upcoming week. Alabama, quickly, they play University of Louisiana Monroe. They're minus 49.5. Okay. Ohio State plays Toledo. Ohio State's minus 32. Michigan, again. Last week, they were minus 51 against Hawaii.
I love those. For whatever reason, dude, I always take flyers on those crazy points. I've won a couple of them, too.
Well, last week, I think Hawaii might have covered. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah, they did because it was 56-10.
Yeah.
They were getting 51.
Yep.
So they covered.
Dude, if I would have saw a team get 51 points, I would have put money on them.
Yeah.
That is a lot of points, dude.
Yeah, anything can happen. A couple field goals.
Sun shines on a dog's ass every now and again, dude.
Michigan's minus 47.5 against UConn. So
before we leave that, hold on, I'm almost to the game. I want to give you the okay. Wow.
What do you got?
So Miami, Texas A&M, Miami plus 6. 73% of the bets are on Miami.
Wow.
Yes.
And that game, that's a night game. That's a 9 p.m. game. So that's nice. 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah. And you know who else is good, by the way, and had a huge game last week? BYU beat number 9 Baylor last week. And they jumped up to number 12. Baylor dropped down to 17. BYU's got another big game this week. They go to Oregon. So they've had a real good run. BYU wins again against Oregon out west like that, all the way out there. I think they're going to be in the top. They'll be top 10, Michigan State, too, Scott. This is going to be
what time do they play, BYU?
Oregon plays BYU at 3:30.
I'm just looking to see what the public look is saying. So looks like 3:30, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Everybody loves BYU, man. 70% of the money's on BYU.
If you watched the end of last week's game, they won on a last-second field goal. They stormed the field, everyone. It was craziness. The guy cried for an hour, the kicker. He just wouldn't stop crying. He couldn't stop crying.
Has he never won a game in his life or something?
I don't know. Yeah, he was me or something in T-ball or something. So, yeah, he was crying.
The one-armed coach day, kid. Don't quit your day job, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't even know what a day job was then. I hadn't even just got out of kindergarten. But there's another game, though, too, that Michigan State is number 11. They're going out to Washington, who is unranked. Washington is minus 3.5 against Michigan State. 7:30. 7:30 start. Michigan State, I don't know. I think it must be just them going out west because I don't get why they're getting 3.5, but I'm curious what the public is thinking on this game.
That's Michigan State against Washington, right?
Yeah.
69% of the money's on Michigan at 3.5.
Getting
3.5, yeah.
Yeah. That's another good one. That one's at 7:30.
I'm going to have to remember these. I'm going to have to go back through here. I'm going to throw a couple parlays out there. I'm going to include that one and the other ones we talked about in it.
Yeah. And it's going to be a great day of football tomorrow. So why don't we do this? Because we got Thursday night football. We got all kinds of stuff, NFL. I know. And I'm going to take our commercial break now, come back and start in on Thursday night football, the Chiefs and the Chargers. Robin, we'll be back in a moment. You ready to head off the commercial?
Ready.
I thought so. All right, here we go. Hi, welcome back to Goal Getters. Real quick, tomorrow, Fall Count Anywhere at 2 o'clock is going to be the best of. So we're going to put an old show out there that some of you might not have seen. That'll run tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And thanks to our sponsors. I really appreciate you guys hanging in with us. Thursday Night Football was on Amazon Prime. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. I'm going to say again, because I love broadcasting. I know you do too. the group Fitzpatrick and Sherman together. I love them two guys. They're so smart. They're very. I mean, you can just see the both of them are very bright, and it was good.
Oh, very intelligent. They're both really intelligent guys.
And I even liked the guy. And why am I not going to remember his name? Jesus, the big offensive lineman that retired from the Rams.
Oh, Whitford.
He was good. He was good too. He was very good.
I didn't see him. I went to bed at halftime. I did have it on upstairs, and I was waking up whenever I woke up. I checked my phone. I watched about a little into the third quarter, but I had to get up at 5 o'clock. Comes pretty early, but I saw a lot. Like I said, like when we were talking, I thought everything was really good. They got stuff to button it up. It was the first show. I get it. There was some things they need to clean up to make it better. The woman that's in charge, I don't know what her name was. She's got to come with more energy. I mean, honestly, she was talking monotone, and I'm like, man, you can't. This can't be done like this. It's low energy. People are going to turn the channel. But when you click on that all 22, man,
I got to do that.
Vision, it's so good. It's awesome for people like us. We see everything on every play. I mean, you see numbers change. It's cool. I liked it. I thought it was great. You said you watched it, right?
I watched the game. I didn't do that.
Did you? Oh, you didn't know you could hit up on it? Did you know that was an option? Dude, you could have hit up and you could have watched the 22 version, or you could have went over and watched the game with the Dude Perfect guys that were watching the game.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And they were doing shit during the game, I guess.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no.
I didn't watch that, but all 22, I loved it. I loved that.
I have to watch that. They have a really good post game. That post game was outstanding. When they were talking about that, it was Gonzalez. It was Gonzalez. It was Fitzpatrick. It was Sherman and the offensive lineman from the Rams. Boy, they had really, really good stuff. Where I don't know, it's much better than what I would see on NBA. Just like on the the Monday night or Sunday night game.
Because you had other than Gonzalez, you pretty much had a bunch of guys that never done it before.
It was good.
So they don't have a path that they're already on. The way they act on a show, their whole thing. And Fitzpatrick's so smart, and I love the fact that they drop these little nuggets that guys don't normally say.
Yep.
Like I said earlier about the whole Fitzpatrick thing, when he was talking about Herbert. That wasn't during the game, but that was on like a sports podcast leading up to, I think, the day of the game or the day before that he did or something like that. Like, I didn't know that about him, but then I started paying attention to that part of his personality more to see if it showed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I couldn't really tell, but I'm sure it's got to have an effect because people like that don't usually break out of that shell very easily.
No, and they get that, and it's kind of unfair to them because they're probably not, but I'm sure they get an idea of like people might think he just doesn't want to be around, arrogance, whatever.
No, absolutely, sure, and I guarantee you he's probably going to be like that the rest of his life. If he's like that now, he's already an adult. That's pretty much ingrained in him. I mean, that's not a good look.
Broadcasting wise, I thought Kirk Herbstreit was great.
We were saying that too earlier before the show.
Herbstreit was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, just a different voice and coming from a whole different place.
Being with Al Michaels is perfect.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was really good. I heard him on Pat McAfee's show. I know he was pretty worried about his first game. He was pretty nervous. Herbstreit was. He's like, I can do college all day long, man. I've never done NFL before. So it was a little up for him. But he screwed a couple people's names up, but
he was good, man.
I can understand.
I'm gonna roll the biggest play of the night, really, I guess, here in this game. Here we'll see it again. I mean, I think it skipped there for a second, but huge play. I know that during the post game, Tony Gonzalez blamed this all on the tight end Everett.
Okay, I got a lot to say about that.
So we'll see it again. Let's see it real quick.
Now, okay. See, if you included into this the play prior, because right before this happened, after the last play that Everett caught, he was looking at the sideline telling them he needed to come out. He was gassed. He was tired. He was waving and waving and waving, and nobody saw it. Nobody paid attention. He got back up to the line, and if you watch that, his route was sloppy and horrible. Like, he was so exhausted, he couldn't even run his route. And they kept him in there. That's the reason that interception happened. No one was paying attention to get him. They didn't even wait. They weren't wasting any time. They were up tempo. So he didn't have an opportunity to get off, and he was just out of breath, man. He couldn't breathe. You could if you watch the replay when they showed it, like online, if you look at the clips, he's just going like this. You can tell he's totally gassed, man.
And I thought, in my eyes in that game, I thought Mahomes played good again. He played fine. Played really good. He had 2 TDs, no picks. I thought he looked good.
There have been a lot of interceptions, man.
There could have been, yeah.
Any other? Those guys left a lot of shit on the field.
Well,
everybody going ballistic about the Asante Samuel interception that hit the ground.
Right.
Dude, I was on Twitter this morning watching people twist themselves in the knots to try to say that was an interception. And I'm like, dude, it cannot at any point touch the ground. Once it does, it's done. And it did. It's done. He didn't have a hand fully on it when it hit the ground. I mean, it's done. That's it. And people were fighting. And people, prominent people.
Right.
Players. Des Bryant. Bryant. You can't tell me that wasn't no interception. Well, yeah, I can, dude, because it wasn't.
Well,
I watched the same game you did, and you played it. You can't realize that's not a fucking interception. You need to go back to Tyro football, man.
Well, I think, like, the Chiefs didn't play well. They win the game. It's kind of like they did what they had to do to win. The Chargers, on the other hand,
the Chargers exposed something big time with the KC. They exposed it early.
The Chargers did not do enough to win. You know what I mean? Like, it was the difference in maybe a team that's won before, a team that hasn't.
Because their corners didn't do enough to win. And I will say that. Dude, I heard someone yesterday prior to the game say J.C. Jackson was probably the top corner in the league. And if that's the case,
not good.
Then we've got a serious problem in the NFL.
Right.
That dude going into that game, don't try to tell me he was the top corner because he wasn't. They said that last year, and I watched Steph Diggs burn the shit out of that guy in the playoffs. So don't tell me he's the top corner because he isn't. And then when they said that, I'm like, well, he got blown up again last night.
Yeah. I know.
So if you're going to give that guy, the dude before the game said, what the hell did he say? He tried to make himself a Revis Island. Like he didn't say Jackson Island. I can't remember what he said. He's something with his name and island. But I'm like, dude, don't go there. You're not that. Why are they acting like this guy was so great when he was with New England?
I know. Weird.
He wasn't that great. No, I mean, he's okay. He's a decent.
He's okay. He's good. Yeah.
Why are they? He got paid like that because he was the only prominent veteran that was available in free agency for people to go after.
And that's
the only reason he got the money. Had there been other guys, he'd have been like the third fucking guy taken. Let's be real. I'm sorry. I don't understand why everybody praises J.C. Jackson. I don't. And he proved last night why I don't understand it again.
I agree completely. Yeah.
But they showed everyone last night how to beat Kansas City. Dude, you got that pass rush going, and Buffalo has a similar pass rush to L.A. because they got 2 prominent guys that can get in there. Dude, if you get in there like that, Mahomes was getting murdered. He was getting thrown all over the place in the first half. I'm like, this game is done. Me and you talked prior to the game, and I told you how I talked myself out of betting San Diego. I should have never did that, but I talked myself out of it, and it was because of the way Mahomes does his magic, but he couldn't last night.
They almost covered. I was hoping that the Chargers were going to kick that field goal and then go for the onside kick. Instead of, dude. That drove me nuts. I think Mahomes did show a little magic on that one touchdown when he escaped.
Well, he did, but he was getting hit, dude.
Oh, he was
getting hit hard. Because that one play, I thought he was going to go out. I thought he was hurt.
You know who's getting hit hard is Herbert. My God.
He's got a fractured ribs. Came out just a little while ago, fractured ribs. Yep.
Oh, wow.
I can't even believe they allowed him to go back in that game. When he was doing that, right there he's got broken ribs or something.
They're not going to win.
When you're walking around and they hug that arm to the body like that, it's usually either your shoulder or your ribs. But you knew by them looking at the plate it was his ribs.
They're in trouble if they got to go with what's his name. He's terrible.
I'm going to say it now. San Diego's in a lot of trouble.
They aren't winning a game with him.
Who's their backup quarterback? You even know?
Yeah. Oh, I know it is Chase Daniels. He's terrible.
They're done.
He's terrible.
I'm telling you, if he comes back, he's not going to play next week. He's got fractured ribs. I don't care who you are. If he plays, he's going to take one hit and he's going to be out.
It's tough. Yeah,
who are they playing? Who are they playing next week?
Who do they play? Let's see. I got it written down.
Oh, they're not playing. Are they not playing?
Chargers got to be playing. Let's see.
Well, they just.
Oh, they just played. That's right. They just played Thursday night.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting it's Thursday.
That's right.
Okay, sorry.
I'd like to get extra time.
He's got extra time, man, but I don't have a lot of faith. Dude, rib injuries last so long.
Yeah.
That's that's like a season-long injury, dude.
Because their backup Chase Daniel has been in the league for 20 years. He He
was
was
the Texans, didn't he?
He was Drew Brees' backup forever.
And then he went to the Texans at one point. Didn't he play for the Texans?
He went there. He went to the Bears. And then
he went to the Bears. I remember that.
He's just a guy. He's a coach on the field. He's a great man. Everyone loves him. He's unbelievable, but he can't play
He's
anymore.
like Matt Barkley.
Yeah, it's bad.
Everybody on the team loves him, but when he comes in, boy.
Yeah, you should just make him a coach at this point. So
Exactly.
I don't know where they're going. Robin, any do you want to any questions that we should get to on this game or anything?
The only one I had on this game, and I didn't know that Herbert was hurt. Well, I knew he was hurt, but I didn't know he had fractured ribs at the time.
Right.
But I'm just curious, after watching these two teams play each other, who you think the better team is?
I think the Chargers are the better team. I think then with everybody healthy, I think the Chargers were the better team. I think the Chiefs, though, I don't know. They have some intangible to them that I think they win games. Maybe they shouldn't. I've seen this before with them. They seem to win games. But that doesn't mean nothing because at any given time, these weeks are all different. I mean, the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? Like last year when they beat Buffalo, even in the playoffs, I didn't see that coming. Honestly, I didn't think they were going to beat Buffalo, and because even just like last year, I didn't even think they were playing that well. I thought Mahomes looked slow. I thought they kind of were already kind of diving a little different, not nose diving, but not
Edwards Hilaire is having he looks good.
He looked good. Yeah, he looks and they need that.
Let me tell you, my opinion is San Diego on paper, absolutely the better team.
Yep.
Mahomes' experience trumps Herbert. Because I watched Herbert make some horrible throws last night too. I watched him make a few that weren't. I was like, wow, where was that going? Completely missed somebody. But on paper, San Diego. But if you're going head to head, until you slay the giant, I got to take the giant.
That's kind of how I feel. I think now I feel it's too bad. I hate that Herbert broke his rib. It sucks because we were just talking about how everybody. It kind of really sucks. I wanted to see more of him, and now I don't know how long. How long do you stay out with him?
He was getting his clock clean.
Yeah, he was.
Last night. Did you see that sack where he got hurt? Oh my God, dude! That guy, man.
And how about the fact he threw that touchdown pass at the end with broken ribs? My God, that's a tough kid.
Guy, well, he took a lot. He took a lot. He got a lot of kudos for that. But man.
No, he was hurt last week. Remember, we thought he wasn't going to get up last week on a couple.
You didn't win the game, and you put your guy out there. I get why they put him out there. It was a close game. I get it. And they didn't know he had fractured ribs, but they had to have an idea, man. He was like that.
Yeah.
When they're pulling their arm in like that hard, damage has usually been done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was shocked to put back out there. Good. Hey, man, he's a warrior. Good on him. I like Herbert. I don't want to see the guy fail.
Yeah,
I like him as a quarterback because he reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. He plays like Josh Allen, but he doesn't have Josh Allen's size to absorb hits with.
Right.
He's a lot lighter than Josh Allen is,
Absolutely.
I think that's what's going to kill him.
It's a fracture in the rib cartilage. He's considered day-to-day, and it's not clear if he'll miss any time.
Interesting.
Cartilage
never heard of that. Fracture in the rib cartilage.
Well, it's got to be the rib because cartilage can't.
It's a weird. I don't know.
Right? I mean,
maybe the ribs are. I don't know. Yeah, no, cartilage wouldn't break. But
or they're just trying to deceptively put it out there in a different way. So when he's out there next week and he can have a rib poke into his lung if he gets hit, they look like he's just a bruise. He's got a bruise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do that shit all the time.
So the Chargers and Chiefs, great game, 27-24.
Chiefs defense, man. Chiefs defense played way better than I thought they would.
Yeah, me too.
Because let me tell you something, dude. San Diego in the first half, and this is one of the reasons I say they're good on paper and not in the game, San Diego should have been up minimum 24 or 31 at halftime.
Right.
Just based on those missed opportunities by their defense.
Yeah.
You're right. And shitty penalties where they gave Mahomes, took them, you know what I mean, pass interference penalties and all that dumb shit, where they had the Chiefs pinned, but they costly mistakes, man. They're going to be a great team. They'll kind of remind me of like Buffalo 2 years ago, because last year San Diego or LA didn't even make the playoffs.
Right.
It's like they're on the same type of trajectory But for whatever reason, everybody's putting fucking LA up there like they've already accomplished something.
You're muted, Scott. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I hit the button with my thumb. I get a little lag with my hands. Similar with Lamar. Why? Please tell me why Lamar deserves the same fucking contract that Deshaun Watson got. Not that Deshaun Watson earned it.
Right.
What has Lamar Jackson done in the last 2 seasons that he deserves that kind of money? He hasn't done anything. He's gotten hurt. Yeah, he was the MVP the first year, but as soon as teams figured out how to play against him, he's not putting up MVP rushing numbers anymore.
Right.
I don't get it, dude. I don't know why that guy is on a pedestal. Do you know what I'm saying? Lamar's good. I like him, but they act like he is like a god.
I swear.
But the NFL people do. You know?
I swear when he came out, where was he? He was from Louisville, I think. When he came out, everyone told, I think why, honestly, is because everyone told him he had to be a wide receiver.
I know. They all told him he had to switch his position.
And he didn't.
I think it was maybe because he was so skinny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that the way he played the game, it wasn't going to translate into the NFL at that size, which he got hurt all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why he gets such that. And we were talking about, and I might as well bring it up now. The Jacksonville quarterback, Lawrence.
Yeah. How is he not getting buried every single day?
No.
Every day, dude. Every day. The honeymoon period was over last year. I get it. They gave him a little bit too much of a pass, but we gave him a pass. I'm sorry, man. I told you, I wish we had the recording. You've got to hear that dude try to fire up.
Maybe next week we'll do it.
It was like somebody trying to fire up people at a fucking wake.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. Literally, he was like, okay, guys. Like that, dude, that low. Like I see John, hi, man, let's go, boys. We're going to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go 1, 2, 3. He's like, all right, guys, let's show him our swag. I'm like, this guy eats some Xanax while he was in the fucking training room. Like, what's the matter with him? He's got the least amount of energy I've ever seen out of a quarterback.
Yeah.
No. And guys don't follow guys like that, and that might be part of his problem in Jacksonville.
It might, yeah. Now, we had a really cool game, and I loved that the Giants did this because the Giants know they're not going to probably win more than 7 games if they're lucky. They're not ready for all that. And they do this, which was really cool. Let me show it. And boy, Barkley looked good.
Everybody's saying it was a super ballsy call, which it was. But Barkley looked so good last week.
Sure did.
He's in form. They're going to be a force that people didn't expect.
Yeah, he's going to be trouble. You're going to have the game. You're going to have to stop him.
I'm so glad he's healthy again because I like Saquon Barkley, and I hate it when somebody comes in with that kind of fanfare in the league, blows it up the first year, and then it's nothing but injuries.
I like that Daboll did this, knowing that they're not. There was no reason not to. Why
Look at how his players are with him, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, no, he's a big deal. Look at,
because he's a player's coach. The players love him. The players here in Buffalo loved him. They loved him. Josh Allen even said after the win, he texted Daboll after he won.
And then there's this. They win the ball game, which is good. I'm glad.
They wanted coaches that were willing to take chances. You've got, dude, show your players you trust them. The last couple coaches have shown them that they didn't trust them. That's awesome. Think of it, dude. That could change a team for a year. Who knows? Maybe they win. Who knows? Maybe they end up in the playoffs. You never know. The NFC isn't that stacked.
True. Well, I'm sure 9 and 8 can win it. 9 and 8.
They're not going to beat Philly for the division. They're in the Phillies division, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to beat Philly for the division, but they could absolutely be a wild card. I don't see why not.
Robin, question?
Yeah, will their offense progress under Brian Daboll?
Yes,
for sure. Yeah. It already has.
I think he was the best. I think he's the best play caller in football right now.
He was the best coach for that team,
and he was unbelievable at Alabama. He was unbelievable playing calls. Calling the plays there for Nick Saban. He was a lunatic in Alabama. They loved him. They didn't want him to go.
I loved him in Buffalo. He did some of those designed runs he did with Josh. He sometimes it gets a little vanilla, his play calling, where you're like, man, why did you do that? But hey, man, you got to win. Good.
Really happy for him.
I'm happy for him. I'm glad he did. I'm glad he
And,
did.
and like you said, I was happy for Barkley. A little happy for Jones, too. He always takes a lot of shit.
Sure, man. Absolutely. He eats shit sandwich every week. The New York media keeps that guy alive, man.
All right, now the next game we're going to bring, I got some highlights of, and boy, was I happy. The Bears game. It was a sloppy mess, of course. I told you, me and you were texting back and forth during this game, and in this first half, the Bears were terrible. It was disgusting. This play here to start the third quarter is what changed everything. And like I told you, I remember I texted you this. Nagy, their last head coach, he came right out and said, I don't change my game plan at halftime. That's not what I do. Obviously, these guys think different. And Eberflus did that.
Why would you not change your game? But what kind of a coach even says that?
I know.
No wonder you got fired. I mean, Jesus Christ, you have to make halftime adjustments. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, no, he does not do it. He just says make.
I loved it at the end when they were all doing. Dude, I felt so happy for the Bears, man. I was happy for you too. I was really glad you guys got that win because everybody was talking about Trey Lance, and guess what? Now they're talking about Jimmy G.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, what's the name?
It's gonna be long. You watch. By week 3, dude, they're gonna. If he's not successful, they're gonna want Jimmy G in there. Those fans are gonna go ballistic. You can't go as far as they did last year and then shit the bed when you've got all the same team back.
Absolutely. Yeah, Robin?
That leads me to one of my questions. Who do you think is more likely to be replaced this season, Trey Lance or Mitch Trubisky?
Lance.
Lance, because Mitch,
he's fine for what they got.
Tomlin's fine with. He's not going to rush. He's not going to rush Pickett in there. He's not. He won't. No. He's going to let it go. If Mitch is winning cures everything.
Yeah, if he's winning and he's not making mistakes, why not? Just let him go.
He actually didn't look too bad in the overtime.
He
looked pretty good.
He made some good throws. I saw.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad for him too, man. Because there's another dude, and I know you got against him, but I just feel bad for the guy because it really wasn't his fault that he was thrown in that position in Chicago at all.
I don't no. I always blame the Bears. You don't take that guy. He wasn't deserving of being the 3rd pick overall or whatever the hell.
He's such a nice dude. He doesn't talk shit. He's seems like a decent guy.
Well,
so I root for them people.
Oh, I had no problem with him. It was the fans here. I told you, it was them.
Yeah,
it was the nonsense.
Yeah, you know how it gets, John.
Yeah, I know. It's too much.
Especially if your team's doing terrible, dude. They love to just stick it right in your eye.
Yeah. The next game that I want to talk about from last week, Jesus, did I not? What the hell? Did I not bring it? Oh my God! What an idiot! I had it and I didn't load it. Damn it! The Denver-Seattle game.
Oh.
At the end, when it's 4th and 5, 64-yard field goal, I had Peyton Manning and Eli Manning and Shannon Sharp's live reaction. It was pretty cool.
62 times. And 62 times is the amount of times on that Manning cast that Peyton Manning said, yep, might want to call timeout here. He just said they're doing that. Yep. Yeah. Don't know what to do. Might want to call timeout. Yeah, you might want to think about it a little while. He just kept saying, dude, it was hilarious. And then he went like this, then he went,
yeah.
He couldn't believe it. He was like, what are they doing?
Well,
what are they doing?
There's so many things, right? Russell Wilson, they pay him almost $250 million, and they don't let him get 5 yards. You know, any quarterback though in that position. I don't care if it was Drew Lock. I don't care who it was. You had to try. That was too far. 64 yards is just too far. What's that?
Was that me? Did I just drop out on you? Did I drop out on you?
Not on our end. No.
Everything's like freezing up and going black on me. I'm going to switch to a different Wi-Fi signal in case it's mine.
Okay.
Then it's probably mine. It was mine last time. While we're talking, I'm gonna put my on.
Okay, you're right, Don. The worst play call. I've never seen anything like it. Because all they had to do,
that was terrible.
And if they would have got the 5 yards, the field goal's good because it just missed. It almost hit the upright.
Dude, you know why would you stop on 3rd down just because you hit your guy's mark? Why wouldn't you then run it again to try to get closer? I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
I don't either. It was unbelievable. So Hackett,
I don't get it.
You know, maybe that's a learning thing. I don't know. That was horrible, and I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, Russell Wilson. You know, I mean, you let him get the 5 yards because I'd rather go down with that than miss that field goal the way they did. Robin, you got a question?
Yeah, 2-part question, I guess. Do you think that Nathaniel Hackett was completely to blame for the loss, or do you think Russell Wilson takes any responsibility? And if you think it's Hackett, was it just that last play call or the whole game?
You know, I'm going to give you my ideas on that. I can't blame Russell Wilson because I don't know what I blame him about. I don't know. He didn't get to go under center on 4th and 5. I don't think that was his call. The game rode on that. I mean, he could have won. The game was closer than I thought. Seattle played really well. I think it was so emotional with him coming back. The fans were booing him. So it was, it was pretty emotional game. And so I think the Broncos ran into a buzzsaw kind of.
Am I back in now? Am I good?
You are. Yep, you're good.
I just switched. I switched my Wi-Fi over.
Geno Smith had a game of a lifetime, which was cool for him. He played great. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me. They ran into a buzzsaw. That was an emotional game. The Seahawks played great. They were booing him. The crowd. Pete Carroll was begging that crowd to boo him basically all week, and they did.
I would partially blame Russell Wilson. I would maybe partially blame Russell Wilson. The only reason I say partially is because, I'm sorry, I like Russell Wilson, but that whole cheesy bullshit he puts online all the time, dude, makes me not. I can't stand him. It seems fake. It's so much. It seems very fake to me. And when you're trying so hard to make everybody think you're the nicest guy in the world, you're not. So I myself thought Russ thought of as such a premier quarterback in this league. Why wouldn't he yell to the coach? No. Let's go once more. Let's go once more. Get close. It was 3rd down, man. There was time on the clock. You didn't have to do that.
No, it was 4th and 5.
Well, when he could, didn't he? He missed the first field goal, didn't he? Or was that earlier in the game?
That was earlier in the game.
I'm sorry, I didn't watch the end. I was under the belief the way they talked about it that they tried twice.
It was 4th and 5.
Regardless.
Yeah. And all they had
now that that's the case, I've been on this whole thing that I thought it was 2 field goals he did in a row. I don't know that it's got to be on. I don't know. You know what? I don't even know. I probably would have kicked it myself.
Yeah, I think I would have went
4th and 5, and if you miss it, you're done.
All right, 64-yard field goal. I mean, I don't know. That's one of the. I mean,
your kicker said he was making them before the game, and he also came out and said, "I told them that 46 was my." Dude, it was there. The distance was totally there. They would have been good.
He needed 5 more. He needed a little bit closer because it hooked. It just missed the pipe.
Right. At the very end, it hooked. Yeah.
Whatever.
I got to put it on Hackett. I'll put it on Hackett. Hackett took it. He owned it. Good on him for doing that. I very rarely you ever see a coach come out and say that. They usually die with their decisions.
Right.
But he admitted he should have gave it to Russ.
The Seahawks, like I said, I think the Seahawks played a great game. Probably the best
played
game
out of their minds. You'll never see Geno Smith ever play like that again.
Yeah, he was good. Oh my God.
I've never seen Geno Smith play like that.
Jeez. He was outstanding. Real quick before we get into this week's games, because I know we're running up against some time, the Packers did get the hell beat out of them. And I mean, obviously, I don't know. Someone was blaming, I can't remember what analyst it was on ESPN. The thing they were saying about Aaron Rodgers is they don't believe that he took enough time to work with these new wide receivers.
I'm not saying that at all.
So I don't know if that's the case. I don't know what they know that we don't know.
How about, I don't know, why don't you go out and get somebody better than freaking Sammy Watkins onto your team?
And who's not even playing, yeah.
Why don't you draft a top flight wide receiver since you lost one?
Keep talking.
Why don't you? Aaron Rodgers is good, but I'm sorry, he cannot will a team to victory. Everybody's like, oh, he'll be fine. It's Aaron Rodgers. Well, it's obviously not fine when you don't have great wideouts on your team because they just proved it. He started out the game with a bomb that was right in the guy's hands, and he drops it.
They've got to change. They're gonna. Well, we'll see this week. They play a team that they own. He says it. I own you. He owns the big.
I'd love it. I would. I'll tell you what. 10 points. I'm betting Chicago.
Well, did you see what? I forgot what corner it was for the Packers. Boy, he talked some shit about Darnell Mooney and said they're the same Bears.
You know what? The Bears ain't saying anything, right?
No.
I haven't seen him say a word.
They got to beat Green Bay.
I hope they do that. With them talking shit, that's when it's even better. Make him eat that sandwich.
They've got to beat Green Bay this week. Well, they got to beat Green Bay eventually, or they can't move on. You know, you got to beat because
I like Aaron Rodgers, but man, I get it. You know what? I get a little tired of the same old teams. I hate seeing the same teams all the time. Same teams. Everybody's got to have their ebbs and flows. It's time for Packers to have their ebb.
Kind of like
flow,
like the Patriots. It's their time.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
We are seeing.
Sorry, dude. I'm telling you, that guy's hurt.
Yeah,
Mac Jones is hurt more than they're saying to anybody. They're gonna get. They might. We'll go over the games this weekend.
I think that
Mac Jones is a little more hurt than people are saying. And by the way,
go ahead.
On the play he got hurt, did you go back and watch it like I had told you? That guy could have fucking destroyed Mac Jones' career.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did. He hardly touched him, and he still got hurt on that play. How did he get hurt?
Yeah. He was already hurt. I don't
understand how he got hurt. He was hardly touched by the guy. The guy hit his arm and his back.
Yeah.
I don't know. They said he was injured. I don't get how he got hurt on that play, but he could have got murdered.
Yeah.
Out. That guy would have just hit him the way most other defensive ends would have. I mean, that was a corner, I think, coming in, but still, he got lit.
All right. Who do the Patriots play this week?
Pittsburgh.
What do you think? Do you think Pittsburgh? I think Pittsburgh's going to win. They can win this game in Pittsburgh.
That's tight right there with 2.5 points because, man, until New England shows me that they can actually win a game now, because they look so inept. They look as bad as everybody said they were going to.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, it was bad.
It was bad.
I'm going to take Pitt with the points.
Najee Harris is back. He's fine. He's off the list. He's ready to go. And they got a lot. They're much. But they have a lot of weapons, right? Claypool and John, they're good.
A ton of weapons. They got a ton of weapons.
So, yeah. Robin, any questions on anything? You already asked about Trubisky. Just interrupt whenever you got a question as we go through some of these games. I hope the Giants win this week. They're at home against the Panthers.
I like them. I got them. They're one of my picks.
What are they, like -1 or something?
They're -1.5, which is not a lot. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
We have Baker Mayfield is over there in Carolina, so they're not just scabs anymore. Probably be a good game. I think the Giants will pull it out. I do.
It's going to be really good. Barkley.
I think the Barkley factor is what's going to do it.
Think about those two guys. Those two guys, though, Barkley and McCaffrey, how they were so dominant. Now injuries have taken them away. So it's kind of a cool game.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't take the hits that McCaffrey takes all the time.
And constant. Yeah, I know.
Constant. I mean, dude, that's like going through a meat processor every day.
Right.
You're going to get hurt, man. You can't run like that. You can't.
The Jets at the Browns, and I know you like the Browns.
I love the Browns. That's my pick of the week.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns. I'll tell you this. The Browns, they should be ashamed of themselves. They should not have messed around. They'd have been better off leaving Deshaun Watson go and just get Garoppolo. And if they had Garoppolo on the team right now, I think they're a playoff team that could give teams some problems. I'm not saying Super Bowl, but you never know. They could upset someone. That's a good team. That running game.
Deshaun Watson's not going to come back after week 11 and light up the league.
No, it's going to be horrible.
He hasn't played football in 2 years. He hasn't gotten hit in 2 years.
They're ashamed. They should be ashamed of themselves. They're wasting a good team.
Absolutely, dude. And when I saw one of his daughters, it's like one of the top, I was shocked. It's like one of the top people in the office over there. I was shocked. That surprised me a lot. I'm like, it's a woman and she was okay with this? Wow.
They don't give a damn over there in Cleveland.
Funny. No shame, these people, man. No shame.
The next one we're looking at is the Colts and this at the Jaguars. I want to get what you think of that game. We were just talking a little bit about Trevor Lawrence.
I think Indianapolis is going to murder him.
Yeah, they'll probably get back.
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be out of the league in about 4 years.
Do you think
he hasn't shown anything? If not, he's just going to be a backup. He's not going to be a starter. He's not showing anything.
What do you think, Robin?
He's not winning.
Colts-wise, do you think Jonathan Taylor or Matt Ryan is more important?
Ooh, good question. Yeah, probably Matt Ryan. It had probably because we know what Taylor's going to do.
Yeah,
it's probably Ryan. Yeah,
because whatchamacallit I think is hurt. I think he's going to play the wideout for Indianapolis.
Pittman.
Yes, I know he's hurt, so I think he's got. I'm not sure if he's playing or not.
He's playing.
He's playing. Okay.
Oh, he's playing, and I love Indianapolis this game.
He's good, man. He had a great week. Yeah, that definitely Ryan.
I really thought Indy was going to. I have to tell everyone. I apologize. I have to say this out front. I always have a great first week of betting. this past week was probably one of the weirdest weeks of football, week 1 I've ever seen. Because usually catch the odds makers off because they don't know teams yet. And this week, man, they were dead nuts on a lot. Putting money on the money line on the Bears saved me for the week because it was plus 245. So that saved me from what I lost. I kind of made up what I lost, but I expected to be way more ahead. And I lost last night too.
Here's a good one. Miami at Baltimore. Baltimore minus 3.5. But that's the number I have. I don't know what it is. But what I don't. That's a good one. That's a good game. I like Miami for all the reasons you said.
Miami money line. Miami money line. I don't know what it is. It's got to be in the plus.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. But all 4 corners for Baltimore are either hurt or out. I don't know which ones. I know they're all injured. Yeah. That right there tells me everything I need to know. If you're injured, you're not going to compete with Hill.
Yeah.
Or what you call it?
Waddle.
You're not going to compete with those guys. Gesicki. I mean, they're not hurt. They're in good shape, and they're fast, man. So I like them. I like Miami.
How about this game? I think we talked a little bit about before the show. The Buccaneers are at the Saints.
Yep.
Who do you like in that one?
I like the Saints.
Saints, right?
Saints have a good track record. Tom Brady, I don't think he's even beaten the Saints yet, has he?
I don't think so. That's interesting. I don't know for a fact.
Since he's come to Tampa, I don't believe he always has a very hard time with New Orleans.
I believe they have the Bucs have a 7-game losing streak to the Saints in the regular season.
Okay.
But the Bucs have beat the Saints in the
playoff. Okay. So 7-game losing streak in the regular season. Interesting. So that's the Bucs at the Saints. I'm sure
in Tom Brady's career, he is 4-5 against the Saints.
That's interesting. Wow.
I thought they were going to be way more dominant last week. I don't know what happened over there.
Yeah.
This week, man. They're going to beat Tom Brady. I'm telling you, I'd like to see Tampa not even make the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. They got a break, obviously. Dallas looked terrible, and then, of course, Dak is gone.
See, that's the shit that happens for them over there.
Cooper Rush now this week. So
yeah, Cooper Rush. Yay.
Commanders, I'm sorry, at the Lions. Lions minus 1.5, I think. Any feeling on that?
I'd love to say I want the Lions to win, but I don't think they're going to be able to overcome. I think Carson Wentz didn't play bad for the Commanders last week. Commanders didn't play that bad.
No, they didn't.
He caught a lot of shit in Indianapolis. He had a good game last week. I know he threw interceptions, but I like Wentz. Detroit's got to win for me to start. I got to see something. They showed me something last week. I need to see a little bit more. The run game was great. I need Goff to show me something.
One thing they do have is a good running game. Swift and the other guy, Williams, look good.
Swift looks great. I like the way he ran last week. He looked good, really good.
Now there's 405 games. You got the Seahawks are back. Here they are. They're going to the 49ers. Interesting game, right? 49ers are giving them like 8.5 or something.
9.5.
9.5. Okay.
This is actually my pick of the week.
Who did you take?
I took the Seahawks.
You took the Seahawks. That's your pick of the week. Okay.
Plus 9.5 after the game they just played. 49ers, show me you can beat somebody with Trey Lance.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Another game. This is interesting. And the line might be, I don't know what to make of this team. The Rams and the Falcons. The Rams minus 10. I don't know. I'm dying to hear what you think of it.
Marcus Mariota is going to come back to earth this week. Take the Rams, dude. They're going to destroy them.
They'll destroy them.
They're going to destroy them. Atlanta's defense is not going to be able to keep up with Cooper Kupp. They're not.
No, they won't. They won't. You're right.
Allen Robinson's going to have his coming out party, I think. I expect the Rams to destroy them. Destroy them.
At 425, the Cardinals are at the Raiders. Raiders, I got them at minus 5. I would have guessed. I don't know. This game, I guess the Raiders would win this ball game, I would think.
Who do you think?
Go ahead.
I think the Raiders are going to win more.
Who needs to win more? I think the Raiders need to win more.
I think both of them. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Well, you got Murray's got to prove he can win without Hopkins. He hasn't done that yet.
Right.
And the Raiders got to prove that, they got Devontae Adams. Yeah, he had great stats last week, but didn't win the game, bro.
Right.
They didn't really look very good.
No.
For all that shit talk and all them stars they got in the offseason, they didn't look good at all.
I know. That's an good question. Yeah, I don't know.
Don't play to your competition. You've got to play your game.
And
it looked like they were playing their competition last week, and they should have won that game, and they didn't. They got smacked around.
the Texans are at Denver. I would think the Broncos get really helped. I mean, they should just be.
Yeah. I love Houston. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Plus 10?
That quarterback is not getting enough respect, dude. I told you before the season, Houston's not going to be as bad as people think. They proved it last week. I'm thinking Denver isn't as good as I thought they were going to be. Show me something. Show me you deserve double digits over this team, and maybe I'll take it. But till then, no way, man. I'm taking Houston with the points. They're not as bad as everybody's making them out to be.
The Cooper Rush Cowboys are at home against the Bengals, and the Bengals are -7.
That's my other pick of the week.
Okay.
Dallas is going to get murdered.
Yeah.
Burrows and them have got to make up for what they did last week, and I think this is a game. I think it's just all over the board, dude. They're going to get destroyed.
Robin?
You're going to see why that dude's a second stringer.
With Dak injured, do the Cowboys still have a shot at the NFC East?
No.
Cooper Rush is not
back. He might be back in 4 weeks.
4 weeks, yeah.
And that's going to be too much. They're going to lose. I think they might lose every game. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and you got to remember, he'll be back, but that thing ain't going to be fully healed. It's still going to be tender. It still could get dinged off a helmet. It happens all the time. All the time to those guys. I'm sorry. I think Dallas is dead.
Yeah, they couldn't
Plus,
afford
they looked
to.
like shit before he got hurt. They didn't even look good until when he got hurt. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like him leaving the game really did anything. They still looked like shit.
Yeah, they didn't look good at all. They didn't use Pollard at all. It was really a weird. It didn't.
I don't know what that's all about. Like, Pollard was
terrible.
part of the offense. What does he got? He is Jerry Jones. I'm not even going to say the coach. I got to say Jerry Jones because you know who that's who's pulling strings. Is he got it in his mind that he wants to see Zeke? He talked about it in the preseason. That's what makes me wonder. He did talk about Zeke. So maybe he's saying, hey, feed him the ball.
Sunday Night Football, this is so interesting, and I'm excited because it actually, I think they have a chance. The Bears are at the Packers. They never beat Green Bay, especially, well, Jesus Christ, they don't beat them anywhere. It's Packers are -9.5. I got them at -10. Oh, -10. The game.
So it's going up.
I think the weather's going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be any rain issue, nothing like that. It seems like it's going to be okay. Let me tell you this. From my experience, I can't believe they'll beat Green Bay. Can they keep it close? Sure. I think the Bears' defense is young and they like to take the ball away, so that's good.
The defense look good. I love the Bears with the points.
The Packers, right? The Packers don't have any. I think the Bears have better wide receivers than the Packers.
Show me something.
So we'll see.
The Packers are now in the prove it to me stage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that got stacked up in the offseason. Now you got to prove to me that shit's working because, it's all good in practice, man. And then when you're in shorts, when it came out of the field last week, there was a lot of teams that it just didn't look like it meshed.
No, I know. It didn't. And there was,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a lot of teams that got talked up a lot. Some of the only ones that actually did it were, San Diego and KC last night totally did it.
Yeah.
The Bills did it. Who else? Sorry.
Yeah.
The teams that were supposed to, when you're supposed to be good, you have to be good.
Yeah, out of the gate. I mean, it looked.
I don't know why everybody thought Green Bay was going to be so great without good wide receivers. We're talking about, dude, they were trying to make Sammy Watkins sound like he's better now. The dude's been China his entire career.
Did he play?
He does not run hard. He doesn't run hard.
The motherfucker, he didn't even play last week either.
They didn't even put him in. He's their number one wideout, right?
He didn't play, right? Him and Lazard were both out last week. So
I didn't even know that. I didn't know why. Was Sammy hurt?
I think yes.
He's always hurt.
I know. Yeah.
He is always
and there's
hurt.
why, Scott, I was having a heart attack when people were saying the Bears need to get away. Why? Sammy Watkins? What guy would the Bears bring in? I don't want any of them. I prefer to see what I see.
You cannot depend on that guy. You can't. So even if you're going to make the playoffs, you cannot depend that dude will be there. And plus, he's a fucking weirdo. He's a whack dude. Wacko, that dude. He's whacked. You ever hear him talk?
Yes.
Fucking whack, man.
I don't like what they did for Monday Night Football. I don't get this. The Bills are playing at 7:15, and then they're playing the Vikings and Eagles at 8:30.
What is that all about?
That's dumb. Why? If you're going to have the two games, you got to have a West Coast game, right? The one that starts at 10:15, whatever. That pisses me off because I want to see the Eagles-Vikings, but I'm going to watch the – you know what I mean? So I'm going to have two things going at once.
I'll be honest. I'm hoping – I think you might be able to turn it over at halftime, bro.
Well, that's my game of the week is the Bills. I think
they're double. Yeah, they're -10. They're going to destroy them.
They could be -17. I don't care what it is. They're going to come here. All they got to do is stop. I mean, they really miss A.J. Brown or whatever the hell his name is.
He showed up away. He showed up big time.
The Bills with that size now on the defensive line, I think will do much better against Henry.
Got a couple injuries on that defensive line. I don't know if Ed Oliver's going to play, and Tim Settle's hurt too.
Is Phillips there still? Number 99. Yeah, that's the guy. That's like Washington.
To watch him come in last week like a fucking bowling ball.
That's a good one.
He shot through that line. Dude, and he's such a mellow guy. I love it. Love it.
Question, Rob.
Yeah. Should Josh Allen be doing more to avoid contact?
Yes.
Yeah, we talked that last week. Yes.
A lot of people this whole week.
Scary.
Like, when he was in Kyle Brandt's basement, that weekly thing he's doing now, Kyle Brandt took two questions from Twitter, or two statements from Twitter, and one was, Josh, could you please stop taking all those hits? And you know what he said? Yeah, I know what you guys are talking about. But I play the way I play.
He's going to get knocked. Yeah, he's got it. No,
he's going to be more mindful. Like
fourth quarter,
specifically said the fourth quarter one, and he said why he did what he did. But I get it. I think it's getting out there where getting to him. He knows that they're like, dude. He said no. Coach hasn't said nothing to him yet, but he knows, dude. The whole fucking season on him. He gets hurt.
Well, that's because he's like anyone else. He's not made of steel. I mean, his hand anything can happen, and I got to
bring up something. When we're ready to wrap it up, there's one last thing I want to talk about. It's football related. It's football related.
The Vikings and Eagles.
After 7.
I love the Bills. Vikings and Eagles. I think the Vikings should win this. I don't understand unless I'm being tricked.
Why are they +2.5?
I don't know.
I'll take that all day. Give it to me. I'll take it all day.
Yeah.
Love it. I expect to win money this week, John.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Kirk Cousins, just so everyone knows, I don't believe in this stuff, but some people do. He's 2-9 all time, worst record in Monday Night Football ever. I don't think that matters.
Yeah, with shitty coaching staffs.
Yeah, and different.
Always got a coach that actually believes in him and isn't actually, game planning around his players.
Yeah,
like you should.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm telling you, dude, they're going to go deep in the playoffs. I think it could be a Vikings-Bills Super Bowl. I called it at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you did. So what do you got? You got something football related? What?
This is something I think I might have brought it up when we talked last night, but I want to bring it up again because for whatever reason, I don't see it being brought up in the sports world, and I think it should be addressed. How big of a piece of shit on the bottom of my shoe Brett Favre is?
Oh, yeah.
He's the biggest piece of shit.
Saw that, yeah.
That dude has a NFL podcast. That should be gone. That dude should never be on another NFL show ever again. You are trash.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Because he didn't do it once. He went back to the well a second time.
Because that was my thing.
Brett Favre. Sorry, but I'm done with that guy.
The first time, that was my thing. The first time I thought to myself, okay, he's talking to the governor. Maybe he doesn't realize he figures it's going to be okay on the up and up. And then he does it again.
Messages? Did you hear the text messages?
I did.
You're going to get a hold of this and know where the money came from. If you
I know.
You're a fucking piece of trash.
Yeah.
He's got more money than God.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I hope that dude, I hope he gets charges over this. I really do. I hope that they do. I hope he does.
All right, Don, what Brett Favre did was he went to the governor. He went to the governor of Mississippi, I believe.
Poorest state in the United States.
And they took $5 million away from social services for the state and lied. They said they were going to use that center for those job programs. That was never fucking happening. And they took that money for his daughters because she plays for the volleyball team for Ole Miss, I guess.
On a new gymnasium.
So, and then they did it twice, and I think the governor's got to be in trouble.
He didn't get enough money the first time, so he went back for another $1 million the second time. So fuck Brett Favre.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Go ahead, Rob.
He could have easily fundraised that money just on his name.
Oh, definitely.
Dude.
He could have had a golf tournament.
He on a fucking camera unless he's in court ever again.
I agree. He could have done a fundraiser. You're right. To do a golf outing, he makes the money all he wants. All those guys show up.
Dude, he could have talked to a bunch of companies and drummed that shit up. Why didn't he talk to Lee Jeans and fucking
easily?
Like, he couldn't have got money if he's lazy, dude. He's an entitled prick. He got away with sending pictures of his little mushroom cap to that masseuse in his ugly fucking Crocs when he was with the Jets, and he never caught charges or anything. They actually blew that up because he was Brett fucking Favre. I'm sorry to drop me the F-bomb, man, but I'm agitated with this shit. And then he goes and does that. I'm sick of people being above the law, dude. Especially nothing but an NFL player. He's done nothing else.
Right.
He's never done anything else. Ugh.
No, I agree.
That stuff really bothers me because he could have went to a company and probably got a company to give the money for that shit, or went out to people. He's got a lot of contacts, dude.
Oh my God, that's what I'm
off the fucking poor people of Mississippi, so his daughter can play on her nice new volleyball court.
Why couldn't Ole Miss do that themselves? You know how much money? That's an SEC school too. That's crazy.
Because, man, they just love taking from the fucking poor, giving it to the rich, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. People are easily taken advantage of because they're poor, so they do it.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why
I made me really mad when I saw he did that, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me angry. That's just rotten to the core. To the core. You're rotten to the core. Sorry.
I agree. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you. And real quick before we go, there's a game on tonight. Louisville is playing Florida State tonight. Good one.
Look at it.
We'll be on. I'm sure
I'm going to make a blind pick like I've done before with you with college, just based on let me see what the public's telling me here. I love public information. People, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. If I use the public information all the time, you have to wait until about 5 minutes before kickoff, because that's when the big money dumps and the numbers change dramatically. Follow the money. John, we followed it last year, and
we did well,
dude. Like 8 out of 10 times we won.
Yeah.
So
I'll get
my favorites on here based on that information. But sorry, I know we got to go real quick. I just want to see.
Let me tell you a funny story though, real fast. Me and Robin went to go watch Niagara University, and they were playing Jackson State at the Gallagher Center. When I went, Jackson State was +4, I believe it was. By the time I got there, before they tipped off, they went to -9.
See?
And Jackson, and they ended up winning by 25. It was someone just poured money on that game. Think about how corrupt that was. But you're right. I mean, you got to watch the money.
Somebody knew something.
Yep.
That's why if you watch the app that I go on, and I'm not going to tell everybody what it is because then you won't need to come and watch our show for my but it'll show you a percentage of money, like what percentage caused it. Like, it's weird. Like, the app I'm talking about. It shows you percentages of money, so you get an idea of why it jumped up so much. So right now, FSU, 72% of the money's on that. Bet Florida State, folks.
Florida State.
You should be open.
All right, let's get out of here. It's a great weekend of football, of course.
Yes.
I'll be talking.
Either Monday night, I'm going to be at the game, man.
Oh, that's right. Monday night, you'll be at the game.
I'll send them. I'll try to maybe see if I can get anything that we could throw to the show, so some of the people that are out of state can get an idea of what live it's like at these games. I'll record.
That would be cool. And if you got any of those wacky mafia bullshit going on out there, and you want to record,
I got to go meet a guy from Florida that I talk to all the time. I got to go meet him at the Bills Mafia house, so I'm going to be over there. So I'll do a little interview with the dude. He's like,
he's
on Twitter quite a bit. Honestly, Sal Capaccio invites him to dinner. I'm not even kidding you, man. Like, this dude, he works at a car dealership in Florida, and he owns his own trucking company. He's like our age, nicest dude ever, and he just gives tickets away. He gave 10 tickets away to the fucking home opener. He buys them himself.
Oh, that's nice.
You know how much money that is?
Yeah.
He bought 10 tickets. He used to give away 1 or 2 last year. He gives away boatloads of tickets, dude.
The complete opposite of Brett Favre.
Fuck Brett Favre.
I agree. That's how we'll end it, because I don't like him anyways, a fucking Packer. I don't. All right, let's get out of here.
All right,
we'll be back next week. Take it easy, Scott. Enjoy everything.
I'll talk to you.
Talk to you.